the presentation is space-based solar power wireless power transmission. This is actually from the chapter that I have published in the book, The Future of Business. What we're focusing on here is talking about the possibility of utilizing space-based solar power as technology to fundamentally change the energy landscape. And wireless power transmission, which really works in heavy synergy with space-based solar power. So, why? So, catching the solar power up in orbit is far more efficient than it is doing down here on the planet. There's about 3.8 million exajoules that hit the atmosphere every year. And our current world energy consumption as of 2012, last time it was actually measured, was about 0.6 exajoules. So there's an astronomical amount of potential there. Even if we only use a minute portion of it, we can power everything that we are utilizing many times over. So scientific endeavors, CERN and the Large Hadron Collider, actually have to be careful on how much power things like that are using, because they can hit the grid hard. You're running a CERN test, running a Large Hadron Collider, and you have to be conscious of the communities around you. You can mess with them. Instead, if we are utilizing an incoming power source that's many times greater than what we're utilizing, you're fine. Distribution. So if you've got a satellite up there collecting power, it's just as easy to give power to Zimbabwe as it is to the United States. It's up there in space. It doesn't care. And then excess. No need to selectively sell it. Exactly what I was talking about. The high amount that we're producing, having to figure out who we're going to sell what to. No, you just give it to whoever's below you at the moment. Otherwise, it's just nonsensical. So, wireless power transmission, as I said, this is synergy, but it's also a latchkey obstacle. Right now, we need to figure out accuracy. We need to be able to hit pinpoint accuracy over much larger ranges. Right now, current record is about 55 meters with minimal loss. What we need to be able to do is get it from orbit down to a ground station, because you do not want to hit a person with a beam of multiple gigajoules. That would be bad. And how we do this also, because this is actually going to be enabling the wireless power transmission as a technology outside of this usage. So we have to fix wireless power transmission to use space-based solar power, but if we get that part done, then space-based solar power actually opens up wireless power transmission everywhere else. Because what we can do is we can create hybrid technology between broadcast technology and pinpoint beams. You have broadcast technology everywhere, utilizing it in cell towers, utilizing it for Wi-Fi, and these are equipotential beams just sending out all directions, and you're not really being discriminate. You're just heading out everywhere, and that's not really energy efficient. However, you use wireless broadcasts to figure out where your target is. Then you can utilize pinpoint beams to actually do a heavy charge. The pinpoint is virtually lossless, and as I said, you can utilize the existing technology. So when we're talking about why, the scaling. So in-home, replace outlet chargers. Your phone, you're sitting there, you're using it, you're sitting on a couch, you're sitting in a chair, working on your computer, it doesn't matter. You have an antenna that is attenuated to a certain frequency, and something akin to a router is beaming power into your pocket, up to your ear, wherever it is, at that same frequency, and it's just charging your phone while you're using it or while it's in your pocket. No need to sit there and just plug it into the charger. It's much better than those idea of the ground station, where it is just as limited as a charger. You have to set it on top of the ground station. Instead of doing that, it is wherever you are. And then on the road, this is a bigger extension. This is what's enabled by space-based solar power. Cell towers use There are existing broadcasts to map the area, figure out where you are. You've got an electric vehicle, guess what? You're charging on the road. The same cell towers, this infrastructure that we've already built, can be utilized to send broadcast or pinpoint beams once you've used broadcast to locate to charge the cars. And with the amount of energy that is capable of being produced in space-based solar power, what you're going to be creating essentially is this subscription-based monthly unlimited plans for power. One of the people that types of companies that would be very well situated to offer this are existing cell carriers. You got a Verizon tower, it's already sitting there. They're already all around the country. And the amount of power that's coming in, it doesn't actually make sense anymore to meter it and charge you for it per kilowatt hour. It actually doesn't make sense. And so you'll have this same unlimited data, now unlimited power plan where you're just paying for them to specifically charge your vehicle. So one of the biggest issues right now in electrical vehicles is, of course, range. You want to be able to go on a cross-country trip. You want to go from Portland to New York. And you're going to have to plan some pretty hefty stops. Even if you're talking about a Tesla. Teslas have some of the best range. But even so, you're talking about 350 miles or so. That is not cross-country range. However, what's already cross-country, what's already there, are cell towers. And they sit there, and you'll never be 350 miles from a cell tower if you're traveling along the interstate. That's just not going to happen. And you can be driving along, and it'll charge your car for you, and so it really doesn't matter where you are. This also helps further disrupt the fossil fuel industry. If you've got the space-based solar power up there that's already providing way more power than oil coal plants can even come close to hoping, and now all of a sudden you've got a car that doesn't need to be charged. You don't need to pull up into a gas station. You don't need to refill it anywhere. It just goes. That is going to spell the death of the gasoline vehicle, because it's also going to be inexpensive to do so. So again, this will also be synergistic with internet permeation. A lot of people are wanting cell data wherever they are now. It's no longer acceptable to be midway between Las Vegas and San Francisco, just pulling that out of my head, and lose your cell signal and not be able to utilize your data. Well, if people are already demanding extra towers to be capable of that, then it's also going to be providing the opportunity to deliver the cell power. Business opportunities. One of the biggest things here, clean drinking water. Desalination is energy intensive. It really doesn't produce all that much clean water compared with how much energy you're using. However, if you're pulling in multiples of the amount of energy we're currently using, it doesn't matter anymore if it's energy efficient or not. This power being obtained up in space, it's environmentally friendly insofar as the fact that you're not actually interacting with the Earth environment to actually create this power. And so you can utilize this to give California clean drinking water. They're facing a drought that's possibly going to be worse than the Dust Bowl. Get them clean drinking water. And it's just as easy to give it to Africa too. Why limit it when the potential is limitless? Accelerating development. Cost of importing oil right now is prohibitive. It really slows down development for countries that don't have a lot of natural resources to bargain with on the international scale. And then a lot of people spend 3 to 4 hours every day getting clean drinking water. You don't have to worry about 3 to 4 hours every day. How much is that going to accelerate what you're capable of producing? So, some further reading. Again, as I said, this is from Future of Business. It's through Fast Future Publishing, and there's actually a specific coupon code set up for anyone attending this event right now. EFT Fest is the coupon code. I believe it's 20%, it might be 10%. And then also that will be coming soon is the Masterminding for Abundancy. Very similar ideas here. we're utilizing the abundant materials in asteroid, which far outnumbers that which we can produce here on Earth, and we can essentially fundamentally shift the economy that way as well. And that will have a coupon code later on if you're keeping an eye on it, GD1. So, thank you.